Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, this video is titled MS Update After 5 Years. And just like a year and a half ago, I did something called 2 Years Update, but that was actually 2 years since my first video on my MS diagnosis. But in reality, I've been diagnosed for a little over 5 years, November 2013, so that's almost 5 years and a half. And I come back here to talk about my symptoms today, how they have progressed, how they have improved. So first off, my symptoms today, how have they progressed? Well, my most noteworthy symptom so far was my shakiness and my spasms. Those were not getting any better. I struggled to sleep properly because my body could not find rest at night, and my boyfriend told me that I would often wake up during the night with a spasm. Furthermore, if I woke up in the middle of the night, my body would be like a tree trunk. And I'd be conscious in those situations, and I would realize that my body would simply just not move as I wanted it to. And if I stretch my arm, it would stretch like a spring. It would be super tense, and I could not in any way bend the elbow, so it would just be like that. It was really weird. That, I have to say, has improved a lot ever since I started taking medical marijuana, and I am so thankful for that medication, and for that medication being legal here in Spain, because it has literally changed my everything. I am no longer shaky. When I wake up in the morning, I no longer need to dust off the sleepiness from my body. I would usually wake up and have to wait about 10 seconds before I could take a step because my body was so stiff and shaky. Now, progressively, like one day at a time, I started noticing that more and more I could wake up and not even realize that I would just get straight off of bed and walk directly to the kitchen, the bathroom, whatever, without having to take my shakiness into consideration. Add to that the fact that I could no longer use a pen. I would rely entirely on digital writing because my hand was too shaky to hold a pen. So often the pen would slip away from my hand and end up writing a mess instead. But ever since I started taking the marijuana, my hand is a lot steadier, and I am actually able to take notes by hand, which is wonderful. I never thought I would appreciate so much being able to write by hand again. Other than that, other symptoms I have that I mentioned in my previous videos were perhaps the brain fog. And the brain fog are something that I am very aware of because being at work, I have to use my brain a lot. During the stressful first moments at work, I was very, very self-conscious of my brain and getting angry at my brain because I felt like it was not performing as it should. But with time, I noticed that my brain was completely under control, and I don't know if it's the exercising of the brain or the becoming more confident with the tasks, but I feel like my brain is super lucid right now, and I have my job and my daily mental exercise to thank for that. During last summer, I went through an uncomfortable episode of being dizzy, and I made a video about that. Thankfully that went away, and I'm starting to think that it may have been caused by the heat. It's my first time since I have MS living in a place that is as hot as here. So that may be why these symptoms were not familiar before, but I am completely prepared and accepting the fact that maybe this summer they're going to come back. So all in all, no attacks, no nothing. My MRIs have shown no new activity in my brain. I'm still taking Gilenya, and now it's over 3 years of taking Gilenya, and it works well for me. Now, I wanted to draw attention to one point in particular, and that is that someone wrote a comment about me not being entitled to talk about MS because I looked like a healthy guy and I knew nothing about what MS really was like or is like. And to that comment, I did take it a little bit sorely, and I want to say the fact that that person being an MSer should also be aware of the fact that MS is often invisible. And I am lucky enough that you cannot tell it on me, and you cannot tell when I'm seeing double. You cannot tell when I have a hard time lifting my foot off the ground. But I do struggle with those things, and I have experienced the hopelessness of a relapse. With all that taken into consideration, I do consider myself someone who can talk about MS, and I am terribly thankful that I am not in a wheelchair, unlike other people with MS out there. And you have all my thoughts and all my love go to you. But I do feel like I can be a voice for other people suffering with MS, and I am experiencing it on a daily basis, and I do mourn the losses of my body. I do mourn the fact that I no longer can go out partying. I used to be a party boy until a year and a half ago, and now I cannot handle a drink. The drink does not suit me well in any way, and I cannot stay awake past 11 p.m. So I've kindly waved goodbye to that past lifestyle. I've mourned it, but I've moved on. And it's these losses that we MSers suffer. And some more than others, others less than others. But we're still all MSers, and we still all have to go through that painful mourning process of seeing our bodies change and sometimes not recognizing our bodies anymore. So that was my answer to that comment. I don't know if the person will be watching this, but I just want to say that everyone with MS is entitled to talk about MS. So that was that for my 5-year update. As you can see, nothing really new. No big changes, luckily, and I'm so thankful for that. But however, I do see my body slowly worsening, as I said about these party habits that I've had to give up on. And that's just part of it. But then again, it helps me lead a healthier life. So thank you for watching this, guys. And if you do have questions, I'm thinking of making a Q&A video for the next video. So please add them here in the comments, and I'll try to address every single one of them in the next video, and finally get all your answers to your questions. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Much love from me to you, and stay positive. Bye-bye.